Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Royal Euphoria as the great lion sent men to Akure, a sacred ritual named Ìrúbọ Àtúnsẹ begins in the jewel's family house ahead of Ofarinde. Our people say a king who cherishes his root must reveal the glory of his lineage. Hey, our jewels haters, where are you guys? I laughing pidgin English. Where are you? You're not covering me again, no. Before you will insult and insult and insult. Where are you people now? Now, that saying alone captures the spirit behind the sacred ritual called Ìrúbọ. I will not call the other name because I can't pronounce it well. Àtúnsẹ. A royal rebirth rite performed only when an ancient lineage is being spiritually restored to its rightful balance. Yes, see, that happens to be the ritual that has taken place right about now in Akure. When the great lion, of course, sent his men to Akure, it wasn't just an ordinary royal message, it was a divine summons, okay? The Jewish people understood it immediately. The gods were calling for Ìrúbọ Àtúnsẹ, a ritual that hasn't been performed in their compound for over a century. The courtyard of the Jews, late grandfather, who was once a very big pastor, like a seer, okay, suddenly became the center of, divine activity again. Women began sweeping the ground with, brooms, cleaning everywhere, preparing for the ritual. In Yoruba cosmology, right? Àtúnsẹ means restoration, a return, a healing, a renewal. But when joined with Ìrúbọ, meaning sacrifice or offering, it becomes more than physical restoration. It becomes a spiritual reconstruction of destiny. It is done when a person, a family, or even a kingdom has been spiritually shaken, and the ancestors demand a ritual, correction before blessings can flow. And now from Ile-Ife, that happens to be what they said that they will have to go and do in the jewel's compound. That was exactly the case with the jewel and her lineage. The elders in Akure had, seen it coming. After all the storm, the tears, and the battle surrounding her destiny with the great lion, there had been a cleansing, okay? There had to be a cleansing. The bloodline that bettered the jewel had been spiritually attacked. And in Yoruba belief, when the roots are sick, the leaves cannot blossom. So the ritual of Ìrúbọ Àtúnsẹ, was meant to cleanse the ancestral foundation and realign it with divine order of the gods of Ife and Akure. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Daylight. I bring you fresh and spicy just from the source. It's still on the Royals. How are you guys doing? Happy New Week to you. Today I pray that you see the God of heavens will bless you, will keep you, will make his face shine upon you, and all that you wish for will come to pass. You shall not die. It can never happen. It cannot happen. You shall not die. You shall live to declare the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. You see, you Daylight, I bend down every day. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you also. May God bless you. And that thing that is giving you the biggest struggle in your life will come to pass, and you shall testify in the mighty name of Jesus. Can I hear someone say, Ise? I love you guys. Thank you so much. Now, they say on the morning, the ritual began. The sacred drummers came out before dawn. The air was thick with the smell of burning herbs. Iwe aluko, iwe akoko, iwe oru, and bits of oru woods, okay, oro wood, all believed to drive away negativity. Women wore plain white wrappers while the men were bare-chested with traditional chalk on, written all over. The jewel grandmother stood in the middle of the courtyard holding a small pot of honey and bitter cola, symbolizing sweetness after bitterness. Behind her stood the Araba, the eldest priest from the lineage, holding a calabash filled with palm oil, water, and a live dove. He chanted incantation, calling on the spirit of their forefathers, the hunters, the warriors, the mothers who bore twins, the herbalists who healed kings, and the midwife who brought forth royalty. Each invocation was followed by the sound of the talking drum echoing through the morning air. They called Kabiesi's name and all of that. Now, after all of this was done, the jewel's grandmother, you see, last weekend, the jewel's grandmother was in the palace, right? And she went there and she prayed and all of that. Remember, we had said that she came without notice, but she actually went there for the purpose. They were preparing this thing that happened over, the weekends, right? And that was why she was in Akure. They said the woman kabash. So one thing about the jewel's husband's family, that is the Great Lion, they are traditionalists. Then the jewel's family, their own, they are, Ekwere of Jesus Christ. The woman kabash, that compound where they did that thing, they said the man was a seer, like white-eyed seer, like, all this vision, these people who see vision, like, the jewel herself. Yeah, so that thing is something that has been running in their blood. They said the grandmother kabashed. If you see kabashing, that the grandmother kabash, and then came the heart of the ritual, the offering itself. The Ìrúbọ Àtúnsẹ requires a symbolic act of exchange, what Yoruba elders call Ipamo Emifon Ase Otuntu. Oh, Jesus. Meaning sealing the old energy for a new one to rise. They said they even came there with 3 animals that were presented: a white cock, she-goat, and a dove. The white cock symbolized truth and clarity. The goats represented endurance and cleansing, and the dove represented peace and reconciliation. And that is as much as I can give the detail, because me, Sefe, they have warned me not to be giving too much detail. Anyways, as the elders prayed, each animal was passed in a circle over the, jewel's family mat. First, clockwise to send out the old misfortune, then anti-clockwise to draw in renewal. The priest then whispered the names of the ancestors one by one into the ear of the dove before cleansing it into the sky. It flew freely, circulating the compound 3 times before vanishing towards the east. The elders clapped in unison. That was the sign that the heavens had accepted the offering. For that, the Great Lion's men dressed in deep white clothing, bearing the royal insignia of life, stepped forward with symbolic gift from the palace: white clothes, honey cowries, and a clay pot from the Ife royal shrine. Those items represented the unity of both kingdoms, Ife and Akure, under divine approval. The lead emissary spoke softly, saying, "Kabiesi, the Great Lion sends this to seal the bond of peace, power, and restoration between the throne and the jewel's, house." Tears filled many eyes. The jewel's grandmother lifted her hands and said, "May the ground never reject the step of the righteous." She poured libation and prayed that every ancestral cause tied to division or delay be washed away. Spiritually, the Ìrúbọ Àtúnsẹ works like a divine rebirth. In Yoruba traditional thought, everything that exists has an energy called Ase, the power to manifest. When evil forces or ancestral imbalances disrupt a person's Ase, life begins to fall apart. This ritual restores that lost balance. It is believed that after the ritual, the person or family experiences peace, prosperity, and divine favor because the spiritual gatekeepers have been appeased. It is not a small thing. No. They say in the case of the jewel, the ritual was a powerful signal that her destiny was no longer in the shadow. The great lion had not only approved the ritual, but sent his men to witness it, meaning it was not just a family matter anymore. It was a royal endorsement. It was as tough as though the great lion himself was telling the gods of Akure and Ife, let there be no division between us again. Come and see celebration. Everybody was happy, though it was done in a very low key, but everybody celebrated the moment. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged rumors, unverified information making the rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact.